I bought this power bank in Home Bargains in October 25, £7. It's me they wrote all over it, so I can see it all easily, the information. Type C at the side as well, and it comes with this C to C connector, but you can use either one. For those that don't know, the future of these wired power banks is Type C to Type C. So here I've got it here. It's Type C both sides. And that means it can do power delivery, as they call it, the official power delivery way. And it means you can charge a lot higher. I mean, the default, the tortoise speed for charging is 5 volts and 1 amp, which is 5 watts. That's what we've been used to all these years. But now you can get a lot higher. You can get 5 volts, 3 amps. That would be 15 watts. So that would be 3 times faster. 9 times 2.2. This is what this can do because it's C2C. And that'll include that. So you're ready to put that straight into your device if you can. There's a button there that tells you the charge. And I think power banks without telling you how much charge they've got are not that useful, you know, because it's pretty hard to find out even from your device. But yeah, this has got a cover here. I mean, it's still quite heavy, but for a phone and that, it'd be really good. I've not got a phone I can show you it fitting, but it fits pretty good. This is the 3 charges. It'll go at 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 2.2 amps, 12 volts, 1.7 amps. And it also charges up as well, fast. 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 2 amps, 12 volts, 1.5 amps. But if there's anything up with your connector, or if your connector or your device isn't up to it, it'll probably just go back to 5 volt, 1 amp. So, but that's what it's capable of, these 3 different things. With power delivery, there's a sort of handshake procedure, and that's why it's Type C to Type C. And it can tell at what voltage to go at, you know, to safely charge it, you know. And if it can't do any of these, it'll go to 5 volt, 1 amp probably, which is really slow, as slow as you can get now, really. It's about 100 grams. So I've wrote all over mine just so I know the information easily. It does actually have it there, but it's very hard to read. There's a button here if you want to check the charge. When you're charging it up, it shows you, or when you're using it, it automatically shows you. Here's all that information there. So the battery, it goes at 3.7 volts. That's normal actually, you know, a lot of people think they go at 5 volts, but they actually go at 3.7 volts. I mean, this is actually just a rechargeable battery inside here, really. That's what it looked like if you opened them up. And it's Type C, so I've been talking input mostly, but no, output mostly, but input as well. It can do really the same charge, so that's the speed it charges up when you're charging it. It can do 5 volts, 3 amps, that's 15 watts, 9 volts, 2 amps, that's 18 watts, 12 volts, 1.5 amps, I think that's 18 watts as well. So yeah, it can charge at 18 watts maximum, but if your connection isn't good enough, if your whatever you're charging it with isn't good enough, whether it's that or you're charging via that, it's going to go back to 5 volts, 1 amp probably, which is the default tortoise speed. So for output, that's when you're charging something up, like your phone or whatever. It can go at 5 volts, 3 amps, 15 watts, 9 volts, 2.2 amps, I think that's about 20 watts, 12 volts, 1.67 amps. Yeah, it says maximum 20 watts. But again, if your device can't do that, any of these, it'll probably go back to 5 volt, 1 amp. But you know, if your device can, then you're going to get a lot faster, because 5 volt 3 amps, that would be 3 times faster than 5 volt 1 amp. And this point here, this port here, does exactly the same as a cable. So there you have it there. So yeah, it's the exact same. So if you're just using this here, then you're going to get those speeds if your device is capable of doing those speeds. I mean, power equals volts times amps. And it says the input charging time is about 2 hours, and power delivery fast charging, that's PD fast charging, is supported by certain devices. Yeah, if your device can't do power delivery, then it's not going to go at those speeds, I don't think. And it's got a C2C connector if you want. It says red in there. I don't know if that means power delivery, but it means something. I find that a bit awkward though, this. So I just keep it off just now. Like, I'm hoping that mostly I'll just be using this, you know, hopefully. Yeah, but I think we've got to get away from 5 volt 1 amp, really. You know, that's so there's still some improvement to be made with the power banks, and it's 4000 milliamp hours. That's the storage, amount of storage. That's roughly enough for one charge of an iPhone mostly. I think the newest iPhone can do 5000 milliamp hours, but to give you an example, but probably for most phones that would do one full charge. Well, personally I look for phones with more than that, like 5000 milliamp hours, 6000, you know, depending on price. And it can go to 20 watts, so that would be 4 times faster. Actually, I think that's actually input, isn't it? Let me see. No, it's output. So that means you could charge it 4 times faster if your device is capable of doing that. I think if it is capable of doing the power delivery handshake, which is basically in these type C sockets, something that they do. So yeah, I think it's worth it getting one of these just now. I mean, we're all going to end up using wireless, I would imagine. But for now, if you're still using wired, you know, I think this is worth an upgrade. Both because Apple recently done away with their lightning cable, as far as I know, and they moved to Type C, and that's when the whole market moved to Type C, because we were still in Type B until about 2 or 3 years ago. Most devices were still Type B, which was really annoying. But now, because Apple have moved to Type C, they've all seem to have moved to Type C for wired connections. But yeah, so I think it's worth the upgrade, you know, £7, 4000 milliamp hours, and it's a lot easier doing it this way if you can, you know, without having to use a cable. You don't need to use this cable. You could use a Type A to Type C, but you'd probably only be getting 5 watts out of it maximum, I would imagine. You can get power delivery that uses Type A connections, but they do a special thing. They don't do the official thing, something like that. So really you're wanting C2C nowadays. Alright, that's it really, guys. I hope that was useful to you. Okay, bye bye.